So now let's say that you've decided that you want to look for something to buy, and you've kind of got an idea that this particular car makes sense. The way I do that is I'll look at what they're asking for the car, and then I'll go to NADA and Edmunds and Kelley Blue Book and those sites and just kind of get an idea of what the quote-unquote book value of the car is. And then you have to look to see what other cars are out there. You may find a 94 black Civic that seems like it's a really good deal, but if there are already 10 black Civics in that model range on the site where you want to advertise, now you've got a problem trying to drive people to your car versus the other ones that are out there. Now, how many are there that are out there that are all colors? If you're buying a car to resell and you're putting it into a market where there's 15 or 20 other cars for sale, that's a problem. So we'll talk more about how to look at cars when you go to find one to see whether it's been maintained, those sorts of things. But for now, find a car and just get an idea of whether you think you can make money on it, and we'll talk more in the next section. Okay, so let's talk about how you go about finding inventory in the first place. You've done a little bit of research, you have a basic idea of what you're looking for, where to go to find a car, and you actually start looking through the ads to find that vehicle to buy. I am really, really big on making sure that when you post a car or a vehicle for sale, you have dynamite pictures, you've got a killer description, and those things really help sell the car. So when I'm buying a car, I may look at ads that don't have very good pictures, that are pretty off-putting. They're not terribly well written, they don't have a ton of information, but I know that that particular make and model and year of car has some potential. Especially if they don't understand how to sell the car, you have a chance to buy that car for a lower price, which then gives you more profit margin to work with. So I may look at that car with fuzzy pictures and just a couple of words, but I know that, hey, a mid-90s Civic with a manual transmission is hard to find. I'm interested in the car, now I want to find out more. I'll call the owner, ask him questions. How long have you had the car? What maintenance has been done? What needs to be done? On almost all Japanese cars, you have to ask whether the timing belt has been done. The timing belt is a $600 to $800 job. If it breaks, it totals the motor. So you have to know, because the people that are looking at those cars are probably going to know to ask that question. And the problem is, it varies year to year, model to model. There's no real way to know unless you actually look it up online. Does this particular vehicle have a timing belt or a timing chain? If they don't know, that gives you some leverage. Because look, what you're asking for the car isn't outrageous, but if you don't know if the timing belt's been done, that's going to be another $600 or $800, and now that gives you some bargaining power. Look at the tires, look at the brakes. Is it going to need a detail? Do they have maintenance records? All of these questions are questions that I ask over the phone. I never negotiate over the phone on a vehicle I haven't seen. It's stupid, don't do it. One of my biggest pet peeves is some moron calling me up. I've got a $5,500 car list, and they'll go, well, will you take $3,000? I don't know. Are you here with the money? Are you saying you'll buy it for $3,000? You haven't looked at it. It could be 3 different cars that I've tack welded together. That's just stupid. Don't be that asshole and start lowballing people over the phone, because you may not even want to buy the car. You may get out there and find out it is a turd. It's not worth buying. I don't care what he will sell it for. I no longer want that vehicle. So don't be that douchebag. Find out if you can make money at it at close to his asking price. And if you can't, if you want to be that, that moron that goes out and wastes somebody's time, go right ahead. But that's not the way I roll. So ask the questions first. Where did the car come from? How long has he had it? What maintenance has he done? Has the timing belt, have the brakes, have the fluids been changed? And when was the last time you changed the antifreeze? I didn't know you had to change the antifreeze. Okay, now you know I'm going to have to change the antifreeze, because that is something that's inexpensive to do, and I'm going to put that information in my ad saying, hey, guess what? All the fluids have been changed, or fresh antifreeze, fresh brake fluid flush, whatever it is. But the more information you give in the ad, the more you can ask for the car. So those are the sorts of questions that I'll ask before I ever go see the car. And if they don't know what's going on, I guarantee you the car has not been maintained well. People that know cars, people that maintain cars well, are going to be able to say, yes, this has been done, this is when it was done, this is who did it. Before I met my girlfriend, she had a mechanic here in Salt Lake that she took every vehicle she owned to for literally 20 years. She didn't know anything about cars, but she could say, hey, call Paxton Garage. They have every record from the day the car got out of warranty from the Toyota store. Okay, so now I can call them and say, what's been done, when was it done, is it a good car? And those are the sorts of questions that really give you power when you go to write your ad. So ask all those questions up front, and then when it's time, go take a look at the car, and I'll show you how to look at a car to find out what kind of shape it really is in a segment coming up soon.